President Draupadi Murmu's historic visit to Angola, the first ever by an Indian head of state. To discuss this, we are joined by Amrit Lugun, former senior Indian diplomat on the show. Welcome, sir, to the program. Could you first of all tell us a little about the history of India-Angola relations?
The history, Angola, as many people will know, was Portuguese territory, and India helped the movement for the liberation of Angola in the after the liberation of Goa, which also happened to be a Portuguese territory. And Angola also, after independence, had joined the non-aligned movement, which was being spearheaded. One of the spearhead was by India. Soon after it became independent in 1975. In 1976, it seems they joined the non-aligned movement, and in 1985, the two countries established diplomatic relations, and very soon. Our then Prime Minister, Mr. Rajiv Gandhi, had made a bilateral visit to Angola, and which was followed by their then President, Mr. Dos Santos, who was very active in this MPLA movement, who had visited India next year. Then there have been a lot of series of visits. Dr. Manmohan Singh met again Mr. Santos on the sidelines of G8 meeting. Mr. Modi, I'm talking about the high level area. Mr. Modi had met the current president, Mr. Doordarshan, so in on sidelines of the BRICS meeting in Johannesburg in 2018. But earlier, the Angola, which is very rich in energy resources, especially oil and gas, which India needs, and also it has good agricultural land. But earlier, because of India itself being a closed country, we had limited exchanges, especially in trade and others. But after the opening of India, and also India developing its own capacities, especially in defense, telecommunications, space, and also through remote areas where we have engaged Africa in through this e-Arogya and e-Vidya Bharati for education and health, and Angola is a good beneficiary. So that has energized the relationship, and Angola, of course, comes from the Lusophone or Portuguese speaking countries, not the natural English one. Though interestingly, the other Portuguese speaking country, which also gained independence along with Angola, at the same time, Mozambique, which is on the eastern side of Africa, they have joined the Commonwealth. So Angola comparatively was more aligned because of being on the west side, towards looking towards west, especially their former colonial master Portugal, and then to some extent Brazil. In fact, the famous Brazilian footballer Pele had Angolan origins.
Okay.
So.
Yes. So let's. Yes.
Yes.
You've explained beautifully about the history of India-Angola ties. Let's talk a little bit now of the more concrete outcomes of President Murmu's visit to Angola. India and Angola have signed 2 MOUs in the fields of fisheries, aquaculture, and marine development, and the other one on consular matters today. In what ways do you see India helping Angola, especially in fisheries and related sectors?
I was coming to that. So in the recent past, we have upgraded the relations because of these factors we historically give have become energized. And in 2017, though after a very long time, we signed this joint commission agreement, which was the first meeting was held between the 2 foreign ministers, Mr. Jai Shankar and therefore they're his counterpart. And Mr. Jai Shankar as EM continues to be there. And Angola, off the coast of Angola, right on the west coast, we have a big, the fish, the waters are very rich in fish because of the natural currents which flow there. Another country which has this rich resources is Namibia, which is neighboring down south of Angola. So when President the Angolan president, when he visited India in 2025, this year only, in May, after the Pahalgam episode. So we had signed a lot of agreements, and agriculture and maritime and fisheries have been one of the areas where the Angola has a lot of potential. It has very good soil, and that way the potential wise it is considered by experts to be underpopulated. Lot of agriculture lands are there, but incidentally, because of the Angolan conflict between MPLA and the other force of UNITA, a lot of these mines were laid down in Angola. So unfortunately, Angola should have been an food exporter, imports a lot of food, but because of the oil and gas money through which they are able to afford that. But if you go to Angola, the food is pretty expensive. So India can play a very big role, which has been pioneering in green revolution. And India, at the time of independence itself, was a net food importer. Now we have become a surplus country and export lot of food. So, so that our agriculture expertise, both in crops and irrigation, etc., can help a lot Angola, to in developing its agriculture potential. And we have been offering a lot of line of credit to Angola, even as recently when their president had come in 20 this year. Our prime minister had announced a line of credit of $200 million. And unlike many other African countries, Angola, since it's a big oil producer, and also in bilateral trade, if we see, unlike many other countries, especially in Africa, they have a huge trade surplus with us, because they are the second largest oil and gas exporter to India after Nigeria. Out of $4.2 billion, so our exports is 700 million only, and their exports is much more because of this factor. So that way, these lines of credit, etc., they will not have any problem to repay, if we consider the payment factors. So it's a very, very good potential to build on that
Okay.
in agriculture. And sorry, the other one is on the other MOU just slipped
It's
with
on
my.
consular matters, and the one on
Consular also. So Angola, sorry, I was coming to that. The Indian community also has grown. Now it is close to, I believe, 7,000 as per the latest report. About only few years back, it used to be 3,000 to 4,000. So nearly the number has doubled again because of language and distance and other factors. It is not grown, but. Angola, I know Angolan visa has been quite difficult, and for our Indian nationals, especially going to work in the new projects which are coming up. So this will help in movement of people, and again a big potential opens for the movement of people from both sides, and Angolans can come also to India. Is there one of the ways by which we help the African countries is through our ITEC program, Indian Technical Economic Cooperation. And Angola, the seats allotted has increased, but it is much lower than many similar populated and sized countries.
Okay.
So,
The Angolan president, sir, today said that he would like India's help in medical education and training. He also wants Indian pharma companies to set up manufacturing units in his country. So given India's considerable capabilities in this area, what is your view on collaboration in medical sphere?
yes, in fact, in the first the joint commission meeting after it was set up between the two foreign ministers in 2017, they say better late than never. Pharma and health was one of the primary areas where cooperation was discussed. Angola again, being a former Portuguese territory and also not having developed its pharma and health industries, no, but it has earned a lot of money because of export of oil and gas. So it has been importing a lot of medicines, especially from Europe, etc., which naturally becomes very expensive for the local population. So Indian medicines are known to be worldwide, to be of quality, but also very affordable. That is what I've seen. So naturally, Angola feels that in this sector where a lot of resources are getting drained out, they can attract Indian companies to invest, to export more, and therefore the potential is very very high, because health is something which everybody needs, and therefore there is a big potential, and that people can come and get trained in India also, in developing the health at the hospitals, farmers, etc. But and also Angola can be a hub for not only for Angola itself, but for from there to export to other countries like Congo is a very big country, Namibia is there. So if they can offer good terms and conditions and give protection from security point of view, this is a very very large potential where India is also strong worldwide. Yes.
Okay, yes. Angola has also joined two major global initiatives led by India, the Global Biofuels Alliance and the International Big Cat Alliance. Your views on this, sir?
Yeah, I mean the Angola also when had joined later, this International Solar Alliance, and the Indian side then had proposed to them, they to or invited them to join this Indian Biofuels Alliance, the Biofuels Alliance, and also the Big Cat Alliance. So Angola is likely to play a very big role, because this year also Angola, we must also remember that has assumed the presidency of this African Union, which has become very strong. And African Union during the G20 summit, which India hosted last year, was made as a part of the G20. So both, in this time when the climate change is threatening the world, so biofuels have gained a lot of importance, and Angola, as we just had discussed, has a big agriculture potential. So they have the potential to to grow crops which can help towards producing more biofuels, and also the wildlife and tiger population, lions, mainly lion in Africa, they are a threatened species, and Angola has a lot of forest still. I mean, not to the same extent is known like in Tanzania or Kenya, where there are lot of safaris, but Angola is a very big territory. So reforestation and the big cat population protection, it can play a major role, not only in Angola itself, but also in Africa, now being having assumed the presidency of African Union. So this is a good time for Angola to join, and it's also a good time to encourage them to move forward. It will only strengthen the alliance if Angola takes these measures which we just discussed, in developing crops which can produce biofuels. Though, of course, Angola challenge will be a little bit, because Angola is a big producer of oil and gas. There may be some reluctancy in developing biofuels, but in the long term point of view, because both this hydrocarbon resources is likely to get exhausted in year to term, and also with the growing sensitivity towards climate change, the biofuels importance worldwide will go up, as we see in Europe, in Asia, and South America, Latin America. So if they realize and if they have a good show, if they show a good visionary leadership, it's a good potential. And the fact that they have joined these alliances shows their commitment, at least in the present regime.
Okay, India's engagement with Africa continues. Tomorrow will be a special day again for President Murmu's interaction with the Indian community and addressing the Parliament of Angola. Thank you very much, Amrit Logunji, for being with us on the show.
Thank you. Welcome.